Ladies and gentlemen, your favorite white colonizer Zionist prince coming to you live from the United States of America. Let's take a look at this clip from Lee Kern. I'm your host, Tall the Traveling Clad.
Stick to ice cream. Not gonna lie, we get this one a lot.
Can I have some ice cream, please?
Yeah, we're in the ice cream business, but we've always been about much more than just ice cream.
Can I have some ice cream, please?
We use our power, our privilege, our platform, and our relationship with our fans to advocate for progressive social change.
Please, can I have some ice cream?
So no, we're not just going to stick to ice cream.
And we're never gonna stop trying to dismantle white supremacy, end the climate crisis, or fight for our democracy.
Please, can I have ice cream?
And no, we're not going to stop fighting laws that restrict trans rights, ban books, and roll back abortion protections.
Can I just have some ice cream, please?
Caring about that stuff, doing something about it, and supporting communities who've been directly impacted by it is part of our DNA.
Please, can I have some ice cream?
Ben and Jerry were two best friends who love making ice cream.
Can I have some, please?
But for them, the only reason to be in business was to do business differently.
I've got money.
Whether we're working with activists in St. Louis to close a racist and inhumane jail,
Can I have ice cream, please?
or working to restore the right to vote for people who were formerly incarcerated in Florida,
Can I have ice cream, please?
being an activist company is who we are.
Oh, fuck this, I'm going Häagen-Dazs.
Dude, Lee Kern is one of the best out there. For real. This man has given me so much joy, especially since the war began. I honestly didn't know who he was before the war, even though he worked on things that I probably knew about. If you don't know who he is, Lee Kern 13 on Instagram. Go follow him right now. Show him some love. He just did an interview, I believe, on YouTube, so if you want to get to know him on a deeper level. But you know how I love to shout out people who are in the advocacy space, pro-Israel advocates. He's incredible. He's more than just a pro-Israel advocate. The man comes from a comedy background. I think he was a writer on, he might have been, don't quote me, I think he might have been a writer on SNL. But he's been a comedy writer for a long time. He's a stand-up comedian. I know he wrote Borat too. So Lee Kern 13, go follow him if you don't know him already. Hopefully, if this goes well with him, this video, I'd love to react to some more of his stuff in the future because he has done some incredible work. And he, you know, this video, it goes to prove, it just goes to show the issue with this whole sort of woke liberal space. Now, there's issues on the right too with like the wokeism on the right. But when it comes to the left wokeism, it's like, just let fucking ice cream be ice. Don't politicize ice cream. But this is how we end up living in a world we live in today. Everything is politicized. The entire ecosphere of everything we do. This brace is probably politicized. My smartwatch that I just got is probably politicized. This microphone is probably politicized. My existence is definitely politicized, but everything is fucking politicized. Let ice cream be fucking ice cream, for God's sake. It's ice cream. Why does Ben and Jerry's need to stand on this virtue signaling platform? For years now they've been doing this too. I don't know if you guys remember, a couple of years ago they like boycotted their factories in Israel, which was such a ridiculous thing because they're fucking Jewish. And then the Israelis who own the patent to make the ice cream there were like, yeah, no, fuck that, we're gonna keep making ice cream because they were allowed to. They like boycott any ice cream being sold in the West Bank or being created in the West Bank. I don't remember exactly what it was, but at the same, no, I think it was ice cream that was being made in the West Bank. But at the same moment, the ice cream being made in the West Bank, yeah, maybe the Jews were the owners of the company, but there were Palestinians working there, like in every fucking company in the West Bank. By the way, every Jewish company in Judea and Samaria mostly has Palestinian workers with Jewish workers. I've exposed it on my own YouTube channel. If you don't believe me, we went to the Achva factory a couple years back. You had a Palestinian supervisor working above a Jewish employee. Like, that's how it works. And that's in Judea and Samaria in the West Bank, that where the apartheid is happening. That's happening there. So explain to me, what kind of apartheid is it when Jews and Arabs are working in a factory together? But again, this comes down to this whole ideology that Ben and Jerry's has, which is we need to virtue signal to the world that we are just, that we are about social justice, that we are about... You don't need to with fucking ice cream. It's ice cream. Like, if brands of breakfast cereal would start doing that, I'd probably stop eating that breakfast cereal because it'd be annoying. I'm not going to lie. I love Ben & Jerry's, but I have stopped eating them over the years because when you politicize the ice cream, I'm not joking, it starts tasting different. It's the same way like Nike. Like, Nike was my only shoe brand I wore for years. Besides the fact that I went to a doctor recently in America who told me my feet are inflamed from running from rockets for the last year and a half. That's a different situation. He was like, you can't wear Nike anymore. I also like was already looking for a way out of the Nike system because they politicize the entire company. And whether right or left, it's just politics that I don't want involved with my fucking shoes. Not everything needs to be politicized. Like entertainment, for example. Like as you can see, I'm a big fan of the Jurassic World space, Jurassic Park space. They've politicized the branding behind the Jurassic and Universal for years now. For years, it's been politicized. And I have to say, it's not politicized that badly, but they've always pushed in this sort of wokeism in there. So much so that like the fandom of this, for those of you guys who don't know, I have a second channel called the Dinosaur Channel. Or for years, I just spoke about dinosaurs in the Jurassic World universe. It's a pretty dope channel. If you like dinosaurs, check it out. And it's just this attempt to always politicize everything. I remember how the fandom around that like always skewed so politically to the left. And I don't find myself on the left or the right, so I always felt alienated when involved in conversations around this stuff because I was always involved around people who found themselves very much like gung-ho on the left. There is a larger conversation to be had about how we need to really make an attempt to stop politicizing everything. Not everything needs to have politics behind it. That's the reality. Anyways, folks, do follow Lee Kern. Lee Kern, I believe it was Lee Kern 13. I've met him a few times in Israel. He's a fucking lovely guy. He's really, really cool. And I cannot support him enough. So really, I shout out to him like we do with all the amazing people we shout out here. Send him a message or leave him a comment. Let him know the Traveling Clat sent you. Let him know we love him over here on the channel. And by the way, for anybody who's watching this right now, I am coming to New York City. I am going to be in the city from May 11th to May 14th. I'd love to come speak at your local community. If you want to hit me up, let me know through email, collab.travelingclat@gmail.com. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, Clats.
If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.